All right, Dr. Michael, let me just pick up from where we left off 2 days ago. You did share that in mid-40s, you felt restless. You wanted to move ahead and perhaps discover something more exciting, meaningful in your life.
Yeah.
Therefore, you'll be happy.
Yes.
Happy became a very important word. Wherever you are, at job, family, social, you need to be happy with it. And I thought before we ended 2 days ago, you gave us a glimpse of there's a newfound happiness. So on that note, would you share with us what happened next?
Okay. As you shared last 2 days ago,
Yeah.
when I retired, I was jobless for almost 2 years.
Yes.
During that 2 years, I did not know where to go, what to do,
Yeah.
how to do. And when you don't have money, don't have resources, don't have experience, don't have skill, everything is like come to dead end suddenly.
Yep.
Then the next thing in my mind is, should I have retired? Since I have a golden rice bowl and it was at the highest of my life and I was very comfortable, I was able to live the quality within my ability at the highest. But now suddenly I don't have anything. And sometimes I may not even have $1. Yeah. Simply because I'm not been working for quite a while. And my doctor was studying in London. That need every cent I have, which I don't have enough.
All right.
So I end up owing the bank quite a fair bit of money. Yeah, because of the loan, the credit card take to finance the study. Right. Of course, with Grace, there are people who helped me that eventually she completed her study in UK. Yes. And the job of a parent, responsibility have finally came to an end. That allowed her to have her own direction, her own skill, and her own chapter. With complete freedom of her life. As for me, even though I may have owed the bank quite a bit of money and there was no light at the tunnel, because having no job, I can't even raise any more fund or take any more credit because the credit bureau is after me, chasing me to the extent that I don't even want to pick up my phone.
Oh.
So that is a fear.
Yeah.
It's not a nice feeling, and friend, relative may want to avoid you. Yeah. So at that moment of time, you may actually think back and sort of regret the decision I made.
Yep.
However, it didn't ponder on me that even looking back, the challenge now at that point of time is so great. And there's no roadmap, no direction, no guidance, no friends to help me.
Yep.
So the only thing I can do was to totally surrender. Surrender to who? Surrender to the divine. God, Father, Heavenly Father. I'm a Catholic, so we surrender to Heavenly Father. And with the mercy and grace of Jesus and Holy Mother, I carry on daily looking for opportunity that no one is willing to take me because I don't have any skill at that point of time. As we shared, I attended a workshop and I was measured or volunteered to be measured. And when the result came, my life energy of my battery was down to 20%. Now, of course, most of us would think of nothing because everything is still working. It means that you have at least 20% of money or gasoline or battery in my mobile phone, car, or myself. But as a power engineer, it concerned me at that point of time.
Yes.
So I went to ask for a job with this company. Can I sell your machine? Because it's so amazing as an engineer. So they took me, but I didn't know that I'm going in for no salary on commission. So I get an advance of 2,000 a month for the next 6 months, which I didn't sell a single machine. Then I realized I owe them 12,000. So another challenge, right? So challenge after challenge. But I was not prepared to give up after seeing that machine that allowed me to be awakened. And I met another friend who loaned me another X amount of money to buy a better machine. Then after purchasing this machine from Germany, I realized that this particular machine is for the research scientists for the space station. Means at that time there's no AI. And I don't know how to read because I'm not trained in PCM. Now I'm stuck with a $30,000 machine that I don't know how to use. Right. So all in all, I owe 44,000 or 42,000. Right. However, I did not stop. I carried on working with the founder from Germany.
Right.
And due to my inquisitive and curiosity mind that refused to give up, the founder of the company offered me an advisory post for their company at that point of time. So then I went to their company and the local owner, the chairman, offered me a job as a GM. I was very taken aback without skill, without knowledge. How could I be a GM? But at that time, I need money.
Yeah.
So I took on the role.
Yes.
So upon taking on the role, I realized I'm entering the world of my own dream now, because this particular company was the pioneer in energy medicine, in pulse electromagnetic field medicine, in some of the most advanced healing technology using tech. So I was given this opportunity and I started to learn everything that I would love. At the same time, I started to look at the outside world, who are the professional practitioners. So I paid them a visit, get to know them, to learn from the professional what they have, how are they doing it, why are they doing it. Well, they are my competitors, but I embrace them as a teacher.
Right.
And very blessed that they embrace me as a friend, not as a competitors. So during that earlier few years, the formation year brought me to many, many different practitioners to learn the beauty of natural medicine with technology. Yeah. So that gave me a very strong basic foundation. However, 20, 30 years ago, such technology was just too ahead of time. There's no one who wanted or embraced it, right? Except a certain group of very seasoned traveler who understand what's available in the world, but most local. Now, of course, we also went to Chinese physician. I was rejected upfront. Yeah, at that time, 30 years ago, no one embraced energy medicine, even though energy medicine is part of traditional medicine. Yeah. You go to the Western, you also rejected. Why? Because they cannot practice. They cannot practice. Yeah. Due to the medical rules, they cannot practice traditional medicine at that time. What more is energy medicine? Now, the first break came when I was introduced to some friend in Hong Kong.
Right.
And Hong Kong, like Taiwan, they are more ahead. And they took everything I have and started a small center there.
Okay.
But they also face a lot of difficulty because at that time, such technology are very, very costly. Right. But they also accompany me for another 3 years in Hong Kong, in China. Now, then, together with the Hong Kong partner, we went to China. And again, China 30 years ago, 20 years ago was the beginning of opening up. People are not quite ready, but at that time, I carried on pursuing. So I started to know some friends, some people that supported the system and brought it into China. Now, of course, today, some of these friends are very, very successful because they were the pioneer and they have the financial resources, human resources, training resources, marketing resources. Yeah, so they are very, very successful in the business. And as for me, I carry on in my research. Now, in the research, you know that a lot of time is very conceptual. It's just an idea. Whether it can work or not, no one really know. And even if you can create a product, it may take you years before you know whether it works or you may create side effect. Right. So this journey took me till today about 27 years.
Okay, so Dr. Michael, I'm going to stop you here because I want to do a summary of what you just shared.
Yeah.
我们刚才听 Dr. Michael 叙述的是中年的他所遇到的一些挑战。我相信在座的每一位，但凡是到了中年或已经超过中年、已经中老年的，一定会有所共鸣。因为在人的一生，一定有高光，也会有低谷。高光和低谷，人生的必然，我们是怎么应对？所以现在要讲的并不是我们会不会有高光，会不会有低谷， 而是当这些出现的时候，我们怎么面对。在他人生的这几十年来，从青年到中年，2天前我们谈到他的高光，高光是一个可以誉为铁饭碗的一个时刻。可是高光之后留下的那种空虚和不安，让 Dr. Michael 认为他要重新出发了。重新出发又有问题，相信在座也有体验过。重新出发的问题是什么？就算以他作为一个专家，现在作为一个专家也是学者的身份，一路走来不容易，尤其是开始不被接纳，你踩到别人的安全舒适圈，踩到了别人的蛋糕等等的时候，那你就会发现，无论是中医还是西医，还是做大健康的，基本上希望它没存在。也就是刚才他有略略提到，我相信明天我们可以讲得更多的关于能量的医学。有能量就有生命，没有能量，生命有等于没有。在他的生命能量作为一个电池才有20%的时候，他跟其他人不一样，他选择重新审视自己。这个时候的他不单单是电池能量不足，囊中也羞涩。所以我们会发现人生是这样子的，当你很好的时候，哇，每个人都是你的朋友；当你不是很好的时候，其实你的朋友少了很多，你的口袋也空空，你的自信也不高，这个时候特别容易被人忽悠。而 Dr. Michael 所做的是，他坚信他自己还是可以闯出来，于是他虚心的学习，他向专家学习，成为朋友。那这些如果放在现在讲，好像没什么意义，因为都过去了嘛。可是就是因为从 Dr. Michael 的过去，我们能理解到，很可能是我们的现状，这极可能是最有益、最有力的圣诞礼物。In English, may I just summarize what Dr. Michael has gifted us just now? It's not just about how difficult it was for him those 2 years in his mid-40s. I believe everybody have their mid-40s. If you are now beyond that, you would recount. Those were the days in which you courted trouble for yourself. You could easily have a comfort zone, but you want to venture out, just like he did. Now, regret nothing of it, because there is a voice telling you that you are meant for bigger things. However, before you get there, you'll be met with a lot of mistrust, distrust. Take it as a divine test if you want, or just take it as life is just like that. Nobody trusted him when he started off with energy medicine, even though it wasn't a new frontier. It's just a frontier that seemed to contradict existing or prevalent interests. And this happens in your domains as well. What did he do? That is important. Not about what he encountered. Everybody encountered this kind of difficulties. It's just that when you encounter, how do you face up to it? With Dr. Michael, he very humbly learned from the expert so that he too became an expert. The rest is history. However, his history is very informative and instructional for us because it could be what you are facing now or maybe facing soon. I'm pretty sure can relate to all of that. So as we listen more to Michael later, whether in Mandarin or English as he chooses, let's also relate to how he managed to bring good vibes, not just to himself, 20% become definitely more, how that can become our good vibes as well. So Dr. Michael, 请你继续。
Okay, so during that few years, exploring the big China, at the point of entering China, I heard so much about Singaporean being cheated. I heard about my own relative go there and fail. So what we heard is all negative.
Yeah.
And of course, my family member will tell me be very, very careful. And of course, when I first arrived, I've seen what was amazing. I was introduced to some business people, and the office was amazing. But like what I was warned, I made an effort the following day to go back to that office, and I was surprised that the office is now empty.
Oh.
And I have to tell myself, what have I gone through? Right. But despite the challenge, I have never want to worry about what is going to happen. Because if I were to worry, the worry itself will not allow me to take any risk.
Okay.
Right. So I attended many of the exhibitions, especially the Guangzhou Meibo Hui, the beauty fair, huge, 3 day, 3 night. And then you come back, you have to go and buy big luggage, to put all the brochure.
Wow. Okay.
And paper is so heavy.
Yeah.
The luggage is 20-30 kg of brochure.
Ooh.
But came a day where I saw an amazing thing happening in the exhibition. Since I'm already entering the world of health and wellness, and one of my partner was very interested in slimming program. So when I saw this company, which is big, scanning the female fat, and show them after 1 hour, the fat disappeared by, let's say, 0.1 cm. From an engineer, I said, wow, this is amazing because I can show to the client what is happening.
Okay.
And of course, at that time, my partner was still financially very comfortable. So I flown in with him to meet the founder. And eventually, we got the Southeast Asia franchise. Yeah, and we launched it in Singapore. We launched it in China. Not China, we launched it in Malaysia. However, again, we were very surprised that in China, people can spend $10,000 on a program. But when you come back to Singapore, Malaysia, people cannot spend. Well, it was very exciting. Again, we have selected the wrong service due to different acceptance in terms of affordability. Right. However, we keep going. And then eventually we move away slightly into the world of beauty. I was taught by the Korean professor under the World Society of Integrated Medicine.
Yeah.
And I become their master trainer for micro needling, May Watson. Those days, not many people are into it. Right. But the effect of facial recovery is just amazing. So within 3 years, with our local partner, we managed to build 300 over outlet, which we're very, very happy. And I always remember that last event that I held together with my partner in China is we booked Novotel Hongqiao, the whole hotel, for all the 300 Mei Rong Yan family distributor and others. But after that, at the moment of happiness, well, we haven't made money yet, but we are successful, came Lehman Brothers. My partner wealth was wiped out.
Oh.
So I cannot operate anymore because in Singapore we don't have money to operate.
2008.
And I either let go the business, which I did not. So I brought my manufacturer from Korea. I brought my China partner. I say, this is my challenge. I hand over the business to you. Today, this friend is still owning the 300 over business outlet. But I don't own it. Yes. So I came back to Singapore again, empty and penniless. Yeah. So we built and we lost everything, not because we did well, but circumstances did not allow me to carry on supporting the business. Of course, I could have asked for a share, but I know that if I don't have money even to fly, I ask for a share, it serves no purpose because I can't contribute anymore. Yes, so I'm back to Singapore.
OK， 我们稍微停一下，我来做一个小总结啊。Dr. Michael 他并没有放弃，让我们更了解他的低谷。接下来我们总结的仍然是低谷。一个人在低谷的时候，仍抱着信心，还是往前走。可是这并不代表低谷就会从此消失。他分享的这一个，别去理会他有多惨，因为这个对我们的帮助可能很有限。更多的其实是在他复述的时候，我感知到的那股力量。那股力量是什么？那个是相信自己的力量。可是相信自己并不代表问题就不存在。所以刚才如果你当做一个吃瓜的群众，你听到的会是什么？就跟所有眼睛亮亮的新加坡人说，中国市场很大，每个人给你1块钱，你就是好几个亿了嘛。带着这种心怀去，同时另外一边一个声音就是没去过，或者是没努力过，或者努力没有坚持的所有人，包括你身边的人，但凡是这样子的，没有真正的拿到成绩的人，基本上会告诉你小心点，免得你比他好。这个不是他讲，是我加的，小心点，免得你被骗。因为根本就没有那个能力去鉴别真假，所以干脆跟你讲，小心点，别太成功，别比我成功，小心点，别去那边跌倒了，像好多人这样子回来叫你蠢。 就是叫你去又别去，反正 Dr. Michael 有自己独立的思考，他去了。他做的还有一番的事业，300多家美容院，在一场活动里面跟合作方中国的、新加坡的要做还是做到，那到底是做起来了没有？他说低谷嘛，要面对的挑战不会1次2次而已，偏偏2008年他的合作伙伴的资金链断了。那你们知道2008年发生了什么事情呢？雷曼兄弟的一种次贷引发的问题，它的连锁反应影响了好多人，似乎是越有钱的人越容易被影响，那你没钱基本上没差。可是钱很重要啊，它就好比一种能够推动人做事情的一个很重要的元素，不可或缺，不是万能，可是没有它也万万不能。所以当 Dr. Michael 理解到他连飞到中国这个费用也有问题的时候，他毅然先回到新加坡再说，重整旗鼓。这里要强调的是，当你在低谷的时候，你还是有理由前进，可是并不代表你愿意前进你就一定能够马上成功，它还是会有个酝酿期。到底这个酝酿期结果是怎么样子 Dr. Michael 待会会继续讲，我先用英语来做一个总结。Dr. Michael didn't give us a very rosy picture of how it was right after 2 years, even with the right partner, with the right funds in Singapore, as well as what looked like a right product at the right time in China. He noticed that it may not exactly be one-to-one fitting from China to Singapore. Even when it seemed like it is, the best of time I play a joke on you. Like 2008, Lehman Brothers credit crisis snowballed into the rest of the world, including his most trusted partner, who had the funds to support him and wanted to do every bit of it. But without the funds, due to the credit crisis, creating a crunch, he had to retreat back to Singapore. It's almost like Yue Fei, I would think, the general who wanted to conquer or fight back all the lost land from the Jin soldiers, had to call back because of something that's ridiculous, nothing of his fault. The Lehman Brothers, you would recall, is nothing of your fault, but what had he created to you back then? And what more other this kind of crisis had happened to you, and what would you do? What did you do? Become sour, bitter, and that's it? Or would you be like Dr. Michael? Let's continue to hear from him.
Okay, so while I saw the rainbow, then I know it will be a very sustainable business.
Yep.
But as the sole distributor, we need money to buy, to supply to our partner and the 300 outlet in advance
Yes.
before we've been paid.
Okay.
But I don't have that anymore. So I give it to my partner and to the factory so that whatever that is built successfully can carry on. And it is still there.
Okay.
Then I came back to Singapore again, hopeless, penniless again, and not knowing what to do again. Right. And interestingly, I met one of my very first customer, who is now my shareholder and my partner, name we won't mention who. And he have, as a medical doctor, he also have a business running Xichang Colonics. And very interestingly, at that time, the spa wanted to raise his rental by 3-4 times in Orange Grove near Shangri-La there. And then when I saw that, again, my mind started going wild again. So I said, why do we want to pay this rent in a spa?
Yep.
Why don't we go to a medical center? So then I came to Novena Medical Center and inquired, and we got a space. Our first space is 1003. And in 1003, we saved 1 month like 15,000 of rent. Those days, rent was only about $4 or $5 here. Yes. So my first partner, affected by Lehman Brothers, give me the final seed funding, together with my current partner, who brought all his customer and his machine over. So for me, it was, finally, I got another place to work and survive and research. So Life Research Wellness was born at that point of time. Yes. Again, we also happy because customer was there and people love Colonic, especially the Lawai, not the Singaporean. Only certain Singaporeans who travel a lot know 什么就叫做喜肠. Business was good, but 3 months later, we have an investigation from Ministry of Health. why are we doing colonic when no doctor was there on that day when they visited us? So eventually, I was called to Ministry of Health for several times. Yes, to facilitate them to understand the operation.
Yep.
Eventually, I was again issued with a proper license again to operate, but purely only for medical purpose, especially constipation.
Okay.
Right. However, my dream and my profession is not a doctor, so I cannot do constipation.
Yep.
I'm doing wellness. So I returned the license. True to what I want to do. However, again, being young, I still consider myself young at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't think of the consequences I'm going to face. I have $400,000 of prepaid customer. And suddenly I got no license to operate. So from one fire to another fire, from one fire to another fire. So now I owe $400,000 of prepaid customer.
Okay.
And for the next 1 year, we still have to pay rent, and we cannot service colonic. We have to tear down the whole colonic. And we started exploring other possibility. So that was the birth of truly my own career, my own research, my own journey, the birth of life research wellness into the world of healing, natural healing, energy medicine without curing, without intervention, allowing the body to repair itself. That
Okay.
was the beginning.
Okay.
Despite 1 year, we didn't have any salary. Yeah, but somehow God kept us alive for 1 year. And together with Grace, we are here for 12 years.
All right. OK， 这一点我们是需要总结一下。终于在至暗时刻会有曙光。曙光说是在至暗时刻，至暗时刻就是你真的不敢再相信自己了，已经相信自己太久了。伸手不见五指的时候，相信我们的生命里面也有。那时候是最好埋怨的啦，因为你已经忍了太久了嘛。身边的人也会跟你讲：“是啊，你的命真苦。” Dr. Michael 的命并不是一帆风顺的，我们听了都能理解。可是他也不是一个认命的，他认天。他说：“天父，感谢你允许我前进。”这是一个虔诚的人内心作为一个天主教徒会有的一种声音，并不是叫你一定要信天主。然而有信仰就是有多了一份力量，这个力量它不是钱，可是它可以让钱更好的用，它也不是人，它只是让人更愿意的扶持你。所以现在我们在这一所诊所，它的刚开始的那一个种子是怎么样子的呢？事情还挺有趣的。回到新加坡，他觉得他又是一无所有，可是他还有自己的一条好汉，所以这条好汉还是找来了当初本来就要帮助他的那位伙伴，给了他种子，就是大家喜欢听的金主所给你的那一个第一轮不要求回报的天使基金，他还真有哦。作为他滚动现在这家公司叫 Life Research， 我粗浅的把它当作是生命研究吧，这样子说法。但目前这个公司还在哦，也就是你今天能看到 Dr. Michael 跟我坐在这里，我们这里还有其他的朋友也在座的这个地方。然后它的开始还是挺有麻烦的，因为洗肠对大家来讲，洗肠啊已经是耳熟能详，可是那个时候还算是挺新的，而且对于卫生部来讲，只能给病人。那什么算病人呢？当你便秘到比较严重的时候，那你算是一个病人。可是你没有便秘，你只想变美，哎，那不可以。对于 Dr. Michael 来讲，尽管卫生部好言相劝，而且还给他了一个医生执照，那就意味着他的团队里面必须要有一个能够执行医生义务的那个医生。然而这个并不是他要的，所以第一个很奇葩的事情发生了。尽管他没有遇到麻烦，他给自己招来了另一个麻烦。这个话怎么说？你想想看，是你的话，已经有会员了，已经有顾客了，大家来是认可你帮他们洗肠，让他们解决便秘，或者是美容、变美等等的，这个属于大健康的领域，所以才没有医生嘛。可是卫生部跟他开了一个玩笑，我说是玩笑，是因为他说可以啊，你这个东西在医学上是成立的，我给你一个执照，你只要有医生就可以。可是很有原则的 Dr. Michael 会认为这个不是我的初心。我是来做大健康的，不是来做医药的。如果要医药，我们可以回去到毛 Elizabeth 或者我们直接到医院可以了。可是我的这个诊所是做大健康的，于是他把这个执照还给了卫生部，也就意味着他对于已经信任他，给了他40万预付费的那些顾客和会员，他现在面对一个我现在是无牌营业，那怎么办？可是他还是进行研究。他只是认为说这个40万我要还你了， 那你刚才也听到他已经负债了是吗？现在雪上再加霜，而且是厚厚的另外一层。可是这并没有把它打倒，它还是前进，也就有了 Life Research 这家公司的开始那个雏形。可是它一开始就是欠债的哦，它一开始就是有那种麻烦的哦。可是到现在他们还是继续，必然有些元素，待会我们再听他娓娓道来。So in English, we hear from Dr. Michael that faith help him press through the darkest moments. Those are the moments in which we think it's better to wallow in self-pity and curse everything that had caused us. But he searched within himself and his Lord. That's where his religion as a Roman Catholic really served him well. He therefore would be able to discern who other people can help him, including the seed money that he got from his partner who wanted to venture to China with him. With that seed money, he could work with people and operate Life Research, which is the clinic that we still know of today. But Life Research didn't want to be a medical establishment. It wanted to be a wellness establishment. So when MOH, Ministry of Health, investigated about what he did, acknowledged it, and gave him a license to operate as a medical establishment, he didn't want it. He returned it. Once you return it, it means you don't have a license to operate what happened to the $400,000 that had been given to you from patients and customers and members. He deemed it as, okay, I shall return it to you. That means he got himself deeper into debt, even before Life Research soundly started. So was that a sound footing? Was that a footing based on his own principle? Say, I'm in wellness, not medical. But Life Research is still here today. Shall we now continue to hear from Dr. Michael? How did he continue to make it happen and flourish?
Okay, so after the conversion, I had to look for another possibility. So then I dig back my experience in China, which I met a Taiwanese professor specializing in sauna 体检，就是耳机戴耳机，超声可以体检到全身。So I went back to see him, and then with his support, I brought in the machine and redesigned the service as an advanced wellness 体检中心. So all those people who have paid in advance, we offer them that we tell them upfront we can't service you and we don't have the money to refund you, but we are willing to service you by allowing you to see yourself from a wellness perspective. And with God's grace, they supported. So we just have to work for the next 1 year with no income. But of course, along that, I learned everything I know. Then I went around the world searching beyond the Taiwanese because I know earlier such a machine didn't come from Taiwan, it came from Russia. So eventually I found the original manufacturer and the group of people who developed this system from Russia.
Okay.
And at that time, we were just ahead of time, and the Russia allowed me or offered me the sole distributorship of the whole Asia Pac. And because of that, I learned and I was able to promote and sell many of these machines and train many people all the way from Australia to India. Right. And that allowed me to keep us alive, pay rent, and eventually complete our first year of recovering.
Very well. 我们现在可以总结的就是，终于他看到了曙光，他没有放弃，继续走。继续走的过程，他也去四处采访，包括从苏联来的那个科技。现在我们可以了解到 ，Dr. Michael 他不单个人做事情很有原则，他对于他自己的专业，你要记得，从23岁到现在的他，一直是有所专业，他是走深度的。所以任何的事情一旦他认可了，他要对那个技术完全的了解。这也包括了在初期用一个超声波的仪器带进来，也是为了大家在大健康这个领域有更多的选择，有更好的服务。就由此可见，我们可以对号入座啊。我们要把自己的人生处理得好，是不是要有一些做人的原则？是不是要做事情的时候有哪一个专业的取向？不是一定要走深，可是但凡是专家一定会走深，一根筋的走深。可是不是不能走广，只是说你走广一定会跟更多人合作。而 Dr. Michael 也表示了，他也跟多方的合作。到目前为止，我只是没有听到他从一个 marketing 的角度怎么做。也许对一个专家来讲，先把技术做好还是比较重要的。So from here we can hear from Dr. Michael. Once he sees the glimmer of hope, he will go grab it. Driven by his own principles based on his faith, as well as his technical expertise. We take note that from 23 years old, he has been technically inclined, engineering focused, and with all the things he will go uncover the deepest secrets in it, making it no secret. That includes the ultrasonic machine that he brought in and the further research we tried to receive from the Russians, being the source of all this research. As we hear this, we can find that this is a person who wants to go deep. Now, let's ask ourselves, when we want to get something done real well, where do we go? We dig into ourselves, our faith principles, as well as technical expertise, or we go broad and listing various help that we can. Okay, at this point, I want to quicken this pace a little because I know some of you, including myself, are very curious to know, Dr. Michael, if you were to project to today, just to add a glimpse before we go back to where you left off just now, what is it that you find is vastly different from your early days when you started life research?
Okay, number one, when I first started life research, like what I shared, I think the first day,
Yeah.
I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have a single professional qualification in the world of naturopathic. I didn't have the knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine.
Right.
Technically, you can say that I have no knowledge of what I know today. Zero. I don't even know what is anatomy. I don't even know what the meaning of mental health, physical health.
All right.
Basically, you can take me as a baby at that time.
Okay.
Now, after 20 over years, you will start to appreciate that even 20 years, whatever we have learned is just a glimpse of the vast ocean of possibility. We are always limited by what we know and what we want to know. But beyond what we may get to know is what we will never know unless you explore and experience it and readapt it for current use.
All right.
Right. So these 20 over years taught me a lot of things that we can approach everything with a roadmap. But if you look at a roadmap, you may not dare to execute it because you don't have the actual resources, skill, experience, or recognition.
Right.
So then you go back to what you know. Now, on the other hand, my journey has took me into the world of impossibility, like traveling about 20 days for the last almost 20 years.
20 days in a month, you travel.
For
Okay.
20 years.
You're hardly at home then.
At home. So the amount of money I use for research is enormous. Yeah, I don't make enough to even pay for the research. But then somehow grace keep us going.
Okay.
And of course today we have research center in India that taught us Indian science, Ayurveda. We have good support partners from China that taught us Chinese culture, Chinese heritage, Chinese tradition,
All right.
Chinese thinking, Chinese way of living. And then, of course, being a Singaporean, we have been taught security, the way we grow up here, that everything you need to be responsible. Right. Now, what kept me going is just as a human being, I'm not able to accept to do what people want me to do, or what people tell me cannot be done.
Okay.
Now, in these 20 years, we discovered that while every one of us are born technically equal, with 100 years or 100-kilometer journey, example, but not everyone will achieve it. Some can be extremely successful, some can be extremely healthy, some can be extremely happy. But then what is the missing element to achieve all these three? Full also inequality. The only thing that will prevent you from completing and accepting and understanding this is your time or your life force. Right. So like a car, when there's not enough petrol, it doesn't reach. Like EV car, when your battery is dry, you cannot reach. When your bank account is dry, you cannot move. So likewise, when there's no more money, you cannot work, you cannot eat, eventually you may die of hunger, starvation. Right. So everything is about right down to the 最后一口气. And it took me 7 years to develop the core fundamental of managing human Power similar to when I was in Singapore Power. So I'm still doing the same job, except now I'm managing the human grid and the human power.
All right,
Yes.
very good. So 我们到了这里啊，已经开始知道他的压箱底是什么了。我们真的要回到他23岁的时候，他要的是一个铁饭碗，有一个认可他的事业，他有了。他所做的，我们在2天前也细细的聊了这一段了，是帮助新加坡在急速发展的同时有足够的电力，因为少了电力，一切只是白说而已，也是等着开灯，等着开空调。就只有一个等的字，可是新加坡没有等，很明显啊，新加坡是往前冲。这往前冲有很多原因，第一是我们有足够的时间，第二是我们有足够的钱，第三我们有足够的毅力。可是这3样东西，其实它的背后还是老老实实，还是要有电。供电让这个国家整个体制能往前走。可是今天作为 Life Research， 它已经远离了这个国家战略的，因为它已经功成身退了嘛。所以打从他40岁中旬的时候 ，Dr. Michael 就开始了进入一个对人有更大的赋能。刚才他也提出来了，一个人呢，你要做好这一辈子，其实离不开钱、时间和毅力，也就是你的投注、关注力。而在这个三个当中，你的品质很重要的一环是你的能量，它称之为 life force。那这里听起来像一个玄学，我相信以他这么多年孜孜不倦，他已经把它成为服务产品和体验融为一体的了。所以我会想在今天结束之前，能够稍微的在明天我们同样时间回来的时候，可以让它展开来。是最起码我们了解了，他把能驱动他自己的，成为可以驱动我们的。所以你要一个最简单的方程式，事不过3，那么就3样东西。你有没有时间？只要我们有时间就有机会。显然他有时间，23岁的时候有，45岁的时候有，现在也依然有。所以没有时间了，免谈。可是只要有时间，那你就说我还有一口气。那这口气本身有没有燃料？我们不要很俗，可是我们要认可，钱本身就是一个很重要的燃料。它就好比是让我们推动前进的这件事情，我们还是要研究的。那第3是有钱有时间了之后，我们还是要把我们的注意力灌注在某一个点上。他显然把 Life Research 作为他毕生所专注的一个点，所以才能赋能不是一个国家体制，而是比它更奥妙的我们的人体。我们人体又不单单只是一个血肉之躯哦，所以这个就开始很精彩，因为对你们每一个人的现在和未来都一定有帮助。甚至你如果只想了解我过去为什么这样那样，都可以理解的。当我们开始解密，你就更好的接纳自己。正如 Dr. Michael， 他接纳了自己的局限，同时他又善用了他有的资源，于是才提炼出我们即将听它产品化之后，通过研究不断的研究所形成的。So you can tell from life research is about getting to know more about life, whether it's from the Indian or from the Chinese or from anywhere in the world. And we can crystallize it into something that enables the human being. From at 23 years old to 40 plus, Dr. Michael has invested all his time, energy, and the resources that's given by Singapore to get the power grid and to power up Singapore's progress. It ended with that huge telecommunications project with StarHub. He then moved on and he realized he is here to enable the human body. And the human body is not limited to what we can just see. They are unseen. So he crystallized 3 things that none of us can be without. And that is, we all need to have time, without which everything is just nothing. We still have time, and you will believe that even on Christmas Eve, more is to come. But we need something inescapable for money. But money doesn't drop from the sky. However, we can do something about it. And evidently, from being indebted to now, he is able to be enabled to do more. He sees the human body to be made up of 3 things in order to drive himself forward: the money, the time, and another thing, the commitment. He is the embodiment of commitment because it focuses on life research and make it the way it is now today. Productized, service, experience, all backed by research. Let's continue to hear from him. What is it that he would tangibilize in terms of the money, the commitment, and the time that he would like us to be aware of before tomorrow we move on into how each of these products could enable us. Dr. Michael? Yeah.
Okay. As you can see or share my journey,
Yep.
number 1 is I'm 70. So from 23 till now, it's time. Even each period, I face tremendous challenge.
Yep.
But what happens to time?
Yeah.
As long as time is not removed, I can explore again. Now, we also know that during these many years, we were financially incapable, which slowed down everything. But the commitment, the belief, allowed us to overcome the money. Well, money is a primordial, but the commitment is even more important. Now, this commitment have to be you, not from anyone else. Because if your commitment is not beyond 100%, you will be always searching for another possibility, which may not be your inner desire, your inner passion, who you are. And that itself, you will be finding it challenging to fulfill when, again, money doesn't come in.
Yeah.
And time is always against you. Right. So what kept us going in life research is one word: commitment. Commitment to what? To only one thing: to find how to restore my Yanqi primordial energy, and how to protect it and maintain it until the last day.
OK，
That's what kept me going.
听到这个就非常可喜了啊，因为我们综合自己，不管你现在是23岁、45岁，还是像 Dr. Michael 已经70岁而不像70岁的一位先生啊，他的确是经历了时间洗礼的他。可是只有一句话是这样子的啊，你所有的努力，时间会还给你啊！注意咯，这个还是还什么？还一个糟老头给你，还是还一个靓丽的精神小伙？这从时间里面能看得到。只要是从前天、今天甚至明天都来听，你就会发现 Dr. Michael 他没有虚度光阴。当然，你要虚度的话也随你，不管你是虚度还是好好的使用，你但凡你没有时间也无话可说，有时间那你就可以任性了。他没有任性，他很敬畏时间的做一件事情。各位，只要我们有时间，那就是你的青山，留住青山，不怕没柴烧。啊，这只是一环，后面还有更厉害的钱。俗话说，钱不是万能，没有钱就万万不能。我们也看到了23岁的他，铁饭碗到40多岁，钱不是个问题，生活方式、舒适圈都有。可是，但凡你出来自己闯的时候，你就会发现他尖锐化了。它尖锐化之后是帮助你还是诋毁你？这个通过时间你会清晰的。而 Dr. Michael 清晰的就是把钱用在研究里面，甚至钱不够还是要走，可是没有钱他就动不了。这个东西就好比大家跟我们说，我们出来听了那么多大道理之后，我们还是要赚钱的，因为你对钱有需求嘛。那真理解。那到底够还是不够？这是另外一个很大的课题。可能今天我们完全开始都开始不了，我们只是敬畏到钱能够推动我们。有 T 时间，有 M 钱，还有一个 C。我听得出 Dr. Michael 对这个是最大的敬畏，因为通过时间，有人把它虚度了，有人把它实实在在的使用酝酿，好让它能够铺垫现在的精彩。这是时间能做的东西。可是到底你的时间交的是怎么样的成绩单，跟你的 C for commitment， 你的专注力啊，很有关系的。种瓜得瓜咯，种豆得豆咯，你还想种什么？钱只是在这个过程当中让你能够进行而不断裂的一件事情。而 C for commitment， 这个是我们的成绩单。我听出他的辛酸，不是为了自己哦，因为他一向来都是非常专心于研究。研究什么都好，是电力，是生命工程，是体力能量等等，他都是很专心。那我听到的是，也许他心酸我嘛，就以我来讲，过去的这么练，今年做这个，明年做那个，跳来跳去，其实我们把关注力给弄得很涣散，时间因此看起来虚度，钱也没赚几个。那有没有一个可能，各位，就是当我们有足够的专注力的时候，钱是一个自然的结果，而时间就不会虚度了。我听到你的苦心，所以我认为今天在我们结束之前，我们完全是可以做一个不错的总结。明天我们会再来。现在用英语，我们来再总结一下。Dr. Michael has a heart for us, I can tell, because he summarizes for us something that really touches our heart, starting with T, M, and C. T for time. We all have time. We need money to do certain things, and you're very practical. You say we need to have an income. But I think what might be undervalued and needs to be looked at very closely through the time and through all the funds that Michael had devoted into research is a commitment. It's an unwavering commitment. I think we owe it to ourselves. I can tell he wishes this much we can see for ourselves. Commitment could be in the form of joining his research, could be in the form of doing what you are doing. Then your time will be worth it, don't you find? I can relate to that a lot. Time well spent is time spent in creating value that you are committed to. And because of that, you need some money to get it going. And because of that, money becomes the natural consequence. They come your way. And by then, when you have the money, you can attribute it to Heavenly Father, you can attribute to your partners, to yourself. It's all good. But the big C called the commitment is something that we owe it to ourselves. And Michael has done it well with all his focus. So at this point, with the final 5 minutes for today, I just want to invite him to summarize how he feels about his sharing today so that we have something to handle with and we can also proceed to the same time tomorrow, the next session.
I must first thanks Terry for getting this event, this session, including the first one. The first session allowed me to see my past. The first one allowed me to see my 3E. The first one allowed me to understand my journey from the moment I start working till today. Today, it allowed me to change the equation of M. Instead of M, now becomes C. TM. No more MCT. You can have all the money, but you're not committed. The money will slowly be used up. You can have all the time without commitment. Nothing will be achieved. And it will be wasted. Right. However, we know that without money, it is technically impossible. But yesterday, while I was doing the same sharing with another old friend in a different way, we realized that based on the dream he won, and based on his journey, and based on the audit we have done, if we are looking at the basic audit of knowledge, money, time, passion, health, most of us cannot complete anything. But yet, yesterday we shared my coffee journey. And it was interesting that I awakened and discovered the C yesterday.
Okay.
Which was not the most important in the first equation. The first equation is you need money as resources to start.
Okay.
However, with C, you can find the money. The only thing that will prevent you is you just run out of time.
Yeah.
Yes. So today, I can see that whatever Terry have helped me realize these years of experience, that I can redesign many of my research hypotheses, method of delivering, and including training, methodology, and objective, and also pushing. Maybe tomorrow you'll talk a bit about the coffee to the next level. Yes, and this is something that I must say thank you, Terry, very much for allowing me to scan, just like Buddha, when he was sitting in the tree before Nirvana, he was able to scan through in just a second. He saw everything and he was awakened and he liberated himself.
All right.
So 2 days ago and today allowed me to scan through what was experienced by Shakyamuni Buddha for myself at my level.
That's great.
Thank you very much.
And you're rating it as T to C to M? Is how it goes?
CTM now.
CTM now?
MCT.
Okay, CTM. All right. I like
It's
that.
still the same.
Yes.
But the equation changed slightly. And then of course from CTM, M itself will then evolve another 3. So everything evolved in a set of 3.
Right.
So from the M itself can now equal to mental. Because when you are able to manage the money, your mental will be able to be aware of not working for the money, but allowing money to work for you. Then with the M squared, you can then evolve into the S and the E, the spiritual and the emotion. Right. And then all these equations can be defined in a set of 3, and every 3 will allow you to see things from that micro perspective, but starting with CTM.
好
Yes.
我现在做一个总结，总结完了中英文之后，我再问 Michael 有什么要补充，我们就会结束今天了啊。 在这一场访谈的最后5分钟，我们听出了 Dr. Michael 的自我总结。他的自我总结是通过前天、昨天，其实我认为也是他一路走来一直在思考。现在有一个出发点，触发他的一个点。这个触发的点对他来讲挺有意义，就好像一种顿悟。他相信是很喜欢这个感觉的。现在有3个元素，也是我们今天总结的3个元素。C for commitment， 专注度。T for time， 时间。M for money， 甚至不单是钱，还是你的一种思维。那我们先从 C 出发，因为它是在首位。为什么会把它放在首位呢？是因为 Dr. Michael 这么多年来，他一直有一个专注度，他是要专心把事情做好。从23岁一个又一个的烫手山芋，到后面他自动自发现的人都可以获得赋能，到他现在总结自己70岁的他到底在做了什么？他是专注的在做出能量的事情。能量听起来很虚，明天我们把它实化。而现在他给到他自己的一份礼物是，我在做有用的东西，而这个有用的东西是要专注度，不能太散。我相信大家都经常会告诉自己，哎呀，今年我还是太散了，我明年要聚焦。而他没有一年没有聚焦，这是 Dr. Michael 的一个人生的缩影。因为一个人有了一个专注的赛道，所有的赛道都以这个赛道为主的时候，你会发现你会需要后面2个东西，你才真正的需要，你才是真正的进位到 T for time， 你有时间去做啊。如果你什么都无所谓，你有没有时间无所谓的，你现在还可能在睡觉也没关系的啊，没有人会骂你的，除了你可能你家里的谁，可是我们不会骂你的。可是一旦我们知道你有一个专注度的时候，你发现你的时间太宝贵了，连访谈也要1个小时了，不能多了，因为还有别的东西很重要的去做。有了重要的大的 C commitment， 你的专注度，你的时间才有价值。时间分秒必争，你要用时间来落实它，如果时间没有了那就完了。所以务必大家要把自己的时间能拿出来，你还得要有时间。但凡是在我们这里以及直播间的都有时间，那恭喜你，好好使用它。才到了另外一个就是 M。 有人会想，尤其是没钱的时候，也很可能是欠债很多的时候的 Dr. Michael 作为我们自己的一个缩影啊。没钱的时候真想多点钱，可是你会发现钱它仅是一个润滑剂，让我们能够开始做我们大的 C， 通过时间来做的事情，不然这个钱多了也是累赘。而只要我们的 C， 也就是专注度，通过时间铺垫出来的，它自然的成果必然是钱。钱仅仅是一个自然而然的结果，好多大师都这样子讲。我们好像半信半疑，他说你赚到了你这样子说，你没赚到的时候你的 M 很大放在前面，那大家自己决定吧，没关系，反正对 Dr. Michael 来讲 C 到 T 到 M 很重要。由于有了第一个 M 就是钱，你会发现人就轻松很多，你整个思维能放开，你能更好去思考我到底怎么再继续做，再做一轮的 CTM 还是把它巩固。We hear from Dr. Michael today, his own enlightenment. He didn't use that word because it must be a very loaded word. Only Buddha is capable of enlightenment. No, actually everyone can be enlightened by your own discovery and thinking. From 2 days ago to yesterday, in fact, I think it's a long journey that he had always been thinking, and he now finds that he's able to reprioritize or to re-ink C to T to M. C for commitment, leading to time, and finally to money. Money is a natural consequence, but it is a much needed lubricant to what you're committed to doing. What are you committed to? Let's think about that. And quite clearly, for Dr. Michael, he was committed to solving problems. That's why in PUB, he had been known to be a problem solver of a mega sense, of a strategic sense. But it is not too small to think that when he started in his mid-40s about getting wellness going and now life force, it is as significant, if not more, because the impact on every life and the millions of lives that he can impact on based on research. He's committed on research-based wellness. Now, what are you committed to? Because he's so committed, he finds his time is so valuable. He may even find time is not enough. But whether enough or not, it is precious. Then your time will be well spent when you apply to what you're committed to. And finally, money becomes a natural consequence. And we all know how it feels to have money, right? Maybe some of you are getting your year-end bonus. You feel a lot more relieved. When you attend your Christmas party, you feel like you can be a lot more generous. You can think about what next year what you're going to do to better the lives of yourself or people around you. So mentally, you're a little bit more liberated. Why not? If money can do that for you, have more. Have more to the point of enough to do more. Why not? So C to T to M is what Michael imparts to us today, and I look forward to tomorrow when we come back. We shall hear from you how he makes CTM into products, experiences that all of us, any one of us, can experience can explore and can also evolve. Okay. Now, anything you want to add on to Dr. Michael before we end?
See you tomorrow and Merry Christmas.
好，圣诞快乐！是今天也是明天，我们明天同一时间早上11点在同样的播道我们见。Thank you, Dr. Michael.
Thank you, Gary.
谢谢。